After paying the fees at the self-service terminal, we did our usual fuel drain. And once again, found some water in the tanks. The changing weather clearly leaves its mark here too. Instead of spending another night in Germany, we decide to fly straight home. There are plenty of beautiful places we could stop at, but after all we've seen and experienced in the past weeks, we first need to let it all sink in. Just like the SD cards in our cameras, our heads are full. We plan one more fuel stop and a chance to stretch our legs in the middle of Germany. But as we line up at the airfield by the Baltic Sea, there's still a bit of melancholy in the air. We're heading south anyway, so a short sightseeing turn over Kiel perfectly fits our route. We're heading south for good, about 450 miles to go, until we arrive at our alpine home base in the Inn Valley. We pass the Elbe-Lübeck Canal, the inland waterway connecting the Elbe River with the Baltic Sea. Just over 2 hours in the air, we're approaching our first stop of the day. Located in the middle of Germany, this friendly airfield once again proves to be the perfect place for a fuel stop for us. We even meet some old friends from the aerobatic scene, who are here for a training camp. And then the moment has come. We're ready for the final takeoff of our journey, heading home to Innsbruck. We estimate a bit more than 2 hours of flight time left, the final stretch of this unforgettable adventure. Before overflying the city, we're cleared for a midfield crossing at Nuremberg Airport. One of the great things about a high-wing aircraft is the perfect view straight down, especially over cities. As we approach the foothills of the Alps, we can already see on the horizon that visibility toward the mountains is getting worse. It looks like the haze and low clouds from yesterday's rain are still holding on to the mountains, staying longer than expected. As we get closer, it turns out to be much less dramatic. Visibility and cloud clearance are sufficient for us to thread our way into the Karwendel Mountains. We continue along the Isar, which leads us toward the border between Austria and Germany. After 2.5 weeks, nearly 37 hours of flying, more than 3,000 miles, and countless impressions along the way. We are back in our home country, passing November 1 over Scharnitz and November 2 over Seefeld as we enter the Innsbruck Control Zone. We have the familiar Inn river beneath us, and a moment later, we catch the first glimpse of the runway in Innsbruck. We've approached our home base countless times, but this one feels different. Weeks of planning, sleepless excitement, constantly checking weather, not knowing where the next day would take us. Chasing weather windows, dealing with carburetor icing and a rough running engine, and then those moments of pure joy and overwhelm. All the colors. All the impressions. We've been looking forward to this for so long, and somehow it all goes by so quickly, and then it's already over. It feels good to be home again anyways. Our 70-year-old Taildragger carried us all the way, and she brought us home safely. Time for a few days at home to do some laundry, empty the SD cards, and recharge. Then we are ready for the next adventure. Scandinavia comes to an end, but the adventures continue. Subscribe for backcountry flying, mountain strips, air shows, fly-ins, and much more.